Hi guys, welcome to this week's YouTube challenge. This week we're going to be talking about verbs. So from class we know there are three types of verbs: action verbs, helping verbs, and linking verbs. Our first type of verb, just the action verb, just a regular old verb. You know that if it's showing action, it's telling what someone does, then it is an action verb. Words like juggle, swim, learn, if you can do it, it's an action verb. Now sometimes those action verbs need a little help. It helps describe the action. Maybe it puts it in the right tense, or it tells you the exact shade of meaning. So instead of saying he could do his homework, saying he should do his homework. The verb that we're going to be primarily focusing on in this week's activity are linking verbs. Linking verbs are going to link your subject to something that you want your reader to know about your subject. Maybe it's their condition, like being happy, or maybe it is a description of their character, like being kind. In class, to learn those linking verbs, helping verbs, we are going to spend a lot of time identifying our linking verbs, using our linking verbs, and memorizing our linking verbs so that we can find them quickly. This week, I am going to be reading you a book called Here We Are on Earth, Notes for Living on Planet Earth by Oliver Jeffers. It is a really cute book. It's written to a baby that just got onto Earth, and they're trying to explain kind of how things work on here. As we read through the book, I do have some sentences that I want to stop and talk to you about that show some of our linking verbs, but I did not find them all. So if you see any more while we're reading, feel free to report them to me in class. So this says, our solar system, one of millions, billions, or trillions of stars. And then it's got the whole solar system laid out with all of the different planets, and it says we are here. Well, hello. Welcome to this planet. We call it Earth. It's the big globe floating in space on which we live. So here is the first sentence that I want to talk to you about. And I'm going to focus mostly on this beginning part of the sentence because this is where my subject and predicate are. I do have some additional information that they gave me in the sentence to make the sentence more interesting, but when you're looking for your be verbs and you're looking for your subject and predicate, you're going to look for mostly who the sentence is talking about and then what does the author want me to know about him. So my pronoun in this sentence was it, and then the noun is telling me that it's the globe. Now there's no action in that part, but it's okay because I have a linking verb that links my pronoun to my noun. It says, we're glad you found us, as space is very big. There's so much to see and do here on Earth, so let's get started with a quick tour. So here's my next example. Instead of linking that noun or pronoun in my subject to another noun like globe, we're going to link this noun to a description. I'm describing space is very big. There's no action in that sentence, but it's okay because I have my linking verb is. I still have a verb. Space is very big. The planet is basically made up of two parts: land, rock and dirt, and sea, water. Firstly, let's talk about the land. It's what we're standing on right now. We know a lot about the land. And then they have a bunch of things labeled like bumpy and pointy and hot. Then there is the sea, which is full of wonderful things. We know a bit about the sea, but we'll talk some more about that once you learn to swim. And look at all those details. There's also the sky, though that can get pretty complicated. And then look, it's got the constellations, it's got the parts of the atmosphere, the galaxies. There's a lot of details in the book that I'm not going to be able to really show you in our YouTube video, but I'll have the book in the classroom if you want to borrow it from me. At the bottom it says, okay, moving on. On our planet, there are people. One people is a person. You are a person. You have a body. And then it labels all the body parts. And then it says, look after it, as most bits don't grow back. So here's my next example. You are a person. My pronoun is you. My noun is person. There's no action in the sentence, so I use this linking verb to link the two. One more, because this one shows a little bit of a different type of linking verb. This one says you, and we're linking it to body, your noun, but this linking verb have is showing me that the ownership, that it is the body that belongs to you. Sometimes you'll use be verbs to link a person or someone else to a noun that they own with have or has. The most important thing for people to remember are to eat, drink, and stay warm. People come in many sizes, shapes, and colors. We may all look different, act different, and sound different, but don't be fooled. We are all people. There are animals too. They come in even more shapes and sizes and colors. They can't speak, though that's not a reason to not be nice to them. You may not be able to speak yet either, even though your head is filled with questions. Be patient. You'll learn how to use words soon enough. Generally, how it works is that when the sun is out, it's daytime and we do stuff. The rest of the time is night, when it's dark, save for the moon, and we sleep. Things can sometimes move slowly here on Earth. I like how peaceful and relaxed this picture is. All the details, the colors. Looks different than this page, doesn't it? More often, though, they move quickly, so use your time well. It'll be gone before you know it. Though we've come a long way, we haven't quite worked everything out, so there's plenty left for you to do. You'll figure out lots of things for yourself. Just remember to leave notes for everyone else. This is my favorite page in the whole book. It says it looks big, but there are lots of us on here, so be kind. There's enough for everyone. This is probably one of my favorite part of the book. It says, so be kind. They're talking to you, and they use that be verb be, and they're linking it to our adjective, to be kind. Well, that's planet Earth. Make sure you look after it, as it's all we've got. Now, if you need to know anything else, just ask. I won't be far away. And when I'm not around, you can always ask someone else. You're never alone on Earth. So here's my last example. And I want to talk about this one because it's a little bit different. This says, you're never alone. I know that you is my pronoun, and I know they're linking it to the adjective alone, but I don't see a full be verb or linking verb in my sentence. But then I remembered your is a contraction made up of two words, of you and are. And are is my linking verb. So if you have a linking verb inside of a contraction, you have your verb. You do have a complete sentence. When you're looking and identifying those verbs, make sure that you're looking at contractions, words like it's, that has it and is my linking verb. So be careful, because sometimes those linking verbs can be sneaky. They can hide. But, okay, well, I hope you enjoyed our YouTube challenge this time. Be sure you're studying those linking verbs and come ready to do our activity on Friday.